Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Warframe Beginner's Guide for 2021. Remember, if you ever get confused with what to do next in Warframe, feel free to jump over to my Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/iFlynn. I stream Mondays to Saturdays from 9 AM UK time to 3 PM UK time at the very least. Like the video, drop a sub, and let's get right into it. So in the last episode, we made our way over to Mars. Mars is one of those planets where a lot of players quit because the Phobos Junction has a rather annoying requirement where you have to find and scan free Cephalon fragments. First of all, we have to go to our arsenal, click on gear, click an empty gear slot, and equip the codex scanners that we should have in our inventory as we got them as a reward for completing the Mars Junction. As you're playing through missions on Mars, keep your eyes peeled for glowing blue balls that look like this. On PC, my keybind for the gear wheel is Q. I can't remember if that's the default, but hold down whatever button it is that you've got bound for bringing up the gear wheel, and then select your codex scanner to equip it. Aim down sights with the scanner, and then scan the Cephalon fragment. When you're searching for the fragments, make sure to check every corner of every Mars mission that you play to see if you can get lucky and complete this junction requirement really fast. You'll be super glad to hear that after you scan these free Cephalon fragments on Mars, you never have to scan a single fragment again if you don't want to. After you completed the Mars Junction and you return to your ship, you might have got a little indicator that leads you over to this Void Relic kiosk thing. Interacting with this is going to let you see all of the relics that you've farmed up over Earth, Venus, and Mercury. Relics are essentially your keys to obtaining prime frames and weapons. There are 4 tiers of relics for prime items. We have Lith, Meso, Neo, and Axii. Each prime frame or weapon will typically have their parts spread across the different tiers of relics. Different tiers of relics can be farmed at different areas on the star chart. Lith and Meso relics can normally be found on early planets like tier 1 and tier 2 planets, whereas Neo and Axii relics are typically found on tier 3 planets. The Phobos Junction wants us to open up free Lith relics that we farmed up. To do this, head to your navigation and press the flame icon that's on the top right of the screen. This is going to drop down a menu that's going to show us the available Lech Fissure missions. Upon selecting a Lech Fissure mission to play, it's going to ask you to pick from the relics that you own. For now, pick literally any relic. Fissure missions are missions that will have void portals opening up randomly. So for example, you could have a Fissure spy mission, which is just a regular spy mission, but it's going to have these void portals opening up, corrupting some of the enemies in the mission. These corrupted enemies are going to drop what is known as reactant. I like to call them lemons because they're tiny little yellow balls, but that's besides the point. So you need to pick up 10 reactant, to open up the relic that you selected before starting the mission. Once you've collected 10 lemons or 10 reactant and you complete the mission, your relic's going to open up and you're going to get a random reward from it. If you're playing in a group, at the end of the mission, implying everyone equipped the relic and collected their 10 reactant, you're going to be able to pick between everyone's rewards. Everyone can pick the same rewards, so you don't have to fight over anything, so it's always worth opening your relics in a group. Even a random public lobby is better than playing relic missions solo. As a newer player, I prioritize collecting Forma blueprints from relics. Forma is a resource that you have to craft to add more polarities to your weapons and frames, so it's really important that whenever it comes up, you choose it, and then you have a blueprint sitting waiting around ready to be crafted. You're going to need multiple Forma blueprints, as once you craft a piece of Forma, it consumes the blueprint. Forma takes 23 hours to craft. We won't be able to craft any Forma right now because we won't have the resources for it, but it's worth knowing that it takes so long because you're going to want to be crafting 1 Forma a day. If you don't end up getting Forma as a reward, you can choose pretty much any prime part or blueprint that you're offered. What I recommend though is paying attention to the color of the little line or gem that's displayed below the prime items that you're selecting from. Bronze means it's a common part, silver means uncommon, and then gold means rare. The last requirement for the Phobos Junction is to kill 150 enemies in a single mission on Mars. The mission that I recommend doing is Augustus. It's an excavation mission, so lots of enemies spawn, and you're going to get a ton of rewards from the excavators. Jump into the Phobos Junction and defeat the Mag Spectre. This Spectre can deal a decent amount of damage. If you picked Excalibur though, you should be able to make easy work of it by using your 4th ability and then your 2nd ability, then just spamming your melee button. If that's not working out for you, go and equip some elemental mods to all of your weapons and some survivability mods like Vitality or Redirection to your Warframe. The next junction that we have to pay attention to is the Ceres junction, which you can find on the left side of Mars. This junction requires us to defeat the Sargent on Phobos, defeat Lieutenant Lech Kril at war on Mars, defeat 300 Argonier enemies on Mars, and then refine a Void Relic at your Void Relic console in your orbiter. Head back to your Void Relic kiosk, select any relic, and on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you should be able to spend a resource called Void Traces to upgrade your relic. This process makes rarer parts have a higher drop chance. Void Traces are farmed basically just by opening relics as a pity reward for you if you didn't get the part that you wanted. They can be used to increase the chance of getting a part that you want in later runs. Defeating 300 Argonier enemies is quite simple. Just play missions on Mars and kill enemies. You should get that one done in no time. Killing the Sargent on Phobos, you have to get to the node Iliad. The Sargent is the easiest boss in the game because he's basically just a glorified corpus enemy who can go invisible and has a little bit more health. From this boss, you can farm parts for Mag if you didn't pick her as your starter frame. So if you want to get Mag later on down the line, I recommend farming the part blueprints from this boss. Before we try to fight Lieutenant Lech Kril on Mars, we want to make sure that our Warframe is a little tanky and that our weapons are dealing a decent amount of damage. On your Warframe, make sure that you've got the Vitality mod equipped. On your primary weapon, make sure that you've got Ceres equipped. On your secondary weapon, make sure that the mod Hornet Strike is equipped. And on your melee weapon, make sure you've got Pressure Point equipped. You should be able to get through this boss fight with those mods equipped. Those mods that I listed are basically the bare minimum, and you should have come across at least one version of each of these mods in your time leading up to now. For more survivability in your frame, you can equip the mod Fast Deflection, which is going to make your shields recharge faster, which is going to protect you from being one-shot more often. And for more damage, you can pretty much add any elemental mod that you've got. You're not going to have a wide selection of elemental mods, so you can't make like elemental combinations for insane damage, but just throw on basically anything that you've got. Lieutenant Lech Kril is a pretty annoying boss fight because before you can deal any damage to him, you have to burst these 4 pipes that are on his back so he freezes himself. You gotta jump around this guy, shoot his back until a pipe bursts, let him do an ice attack so he freezes himself, repeat that process 3 more times, and then the guy is gonna set himself on fire, and that's whenever you can actually damage him. At the end of this mission, you're going to get part blueprints for Excalibur, so if you didn't pick him up at the start of the game, you can farm up all of his parts from this boss. Now, if you're really struggling with this boss, you can craft the weapon known as the Boltor. We got the blueprint for it after completing the Mercury Junction, but we weren't able to craft it beforehand because it required resources from Mars. But it's going to take 24 hours to craft in your foundry anyway, once you've collected all the resources for it. Once you've killed Lieutenant Lech Kril, you can move on to the Ceres Junction and fight the Trinity Spectre. If you're struggling with Trinity, back out, equip some elemental mods and damage mods, and you should be good to go. Trinity can be a little bit annoying to kill because she can get a nice chunk of damage reduction and she can heal herself. If you're playing Excalibur, use your 4 and your 2 to kill her. If you're using Volt, use your Electric Shield ability, which is your 3, and you shoot through it. If you're playing Mag, use your 3 and your 2. Your 3 is going to strip away some armor, and your 2 is going to trap her in a bubble where she can't shoot at you. Instead of immediately moving on to Ceres, go and complete the node Kadesh on Mars, which is right below War. This is going to unlock a path to Deimos. On Deimos, we have missions that take place in a place called the Orichan Derelict. In the Orichan Derelict, most missions are going to have what is called a corrupted vault. Inside these corrupted vaults are corrupted mods. Corrupted mods are powerful mods that have both positive and negative stats, a give and take type deal. To open these corrupted vaults, we need dragon keys. You can only get dragon keys from a clan's dojo, so in the description below, there's a link to my Discord. My Discord has a Warframe category. Beneath the Warframe category, there is a clan recruitment text channel. At the time of recording, crossplay for Warframe isn't a thing, but it will be in the future, and I'm hoping that with crossplay, DE is going to allow players from different platforms to be part of the same clan. So for now, my clan is PC only. You can apply to it by typing in your in-game name. Make sure to only type your name in once and that you're not already in a clan before applying, otherwise you slow down the recruitment process for everyone else. If you're not able to join my clan, unfortunately you're going to have to jump into the recruiting chat and let people know that you're a newer player looking for a clan to join with the dragon keys researched, or you could jump over to the Warframe Twitch directory, find a streamer that you really like, and then beg to join their clan. Once you're in a clan with the dragon keys researched, you're going to get a clan key added to your foundry. We need Morphix, Polymer Bundle, and Ferrite to craft it. Quick tip that is going to save you a lot of headache whenever it comes to farming resources. If you go to your navigation, select any planet, at the bottom right of the screen, you're going to have a button that says resource drones, or if you don't have that, you're going to have a picture of a resource drone instead. If the picture isn't there, press the resource drones button to make it pop up and then hover over the image of the resource drone and it's going to show you what resources that planet drops. Ferrite you can get from Earth, Polymer Bundle you can get from Venus, and Morphix you can get from Mercury. The clan key takes 12 hours to build. I know it takes a long time, but welcome to Warframe. Once your clan key is crafted, claim it from your foundry and you're going to be able to access your clan's dojo, which usually floats around the bottom left of the star chart. Enter into the dojo, pause the game, press fast travel, and pick the Orokin Lab. In the Orokin Lab, you're going to be able to replicate the blueprints for these dragon keys. You only need one of each because the blueprints are reusable. Leave your dojo, head to your foundry, and craft 2 of each of the keys. Once you've crafted 2 of each, go and equip 1 of each to your gear wheel like we did with the codex scanners earlier on. These keys are going to give you debuffs. The Bleeding Dragon key is going to reduce your health, the Hobble will reduce your movement speed, the Decaying reduces your shield, and the Extinguished reduces your damage output. What you want to do is play the capture mission on Deimos called Horrend, as this is the easiest mission out of all of them. Run around in this mission until you find a vault that looks like this and then interact with it. It's going to consume 1 of your 4 keys, then quickly finish the mission, and at the end you're going to get a random corrupted mod. Go back to your foundry and start crafting a key to replace the one that the vault consumed, then run the mission again. You need to get a lot of corrupted mods and you can only ever get 1 per run. I'm going to have them all listed on screen now, so get ready to grind, I guess. Don't worry too much about getting duplicate corrupted mods. We're going to be able to sell these later on for platinum using a website called Warframe.market. I recommend heading over there now and setting up an account with them. Once you've set up an account over at Warframe.market, you want to head to the settings page by hovering over your username at the top right. You're going to see that you've got a verification code. We need to head over to the official Warframe website, log in, hover over the community tab and click forums. Here in the forums, press the message symbol, which is to the left of your account's name, located at the top right of the screen, and then compose a message to War Market Man, all one word. In the subject of the message, paste your verification code, and then in the actual message type iFlynn sent me or something like that. Send the message, and then congratulations, you have officially linked your Warframe account with your Warframe.market account. Warframe.market is going to allow you to list items that you have up for sale so you can earn platinum, which is Warframe's premium in-game currency, without spending a penny or a dime or a nickel. To list an item, all you have to do is go to the homepage, type in the name of the item that you want to sell, press the place order button on the bottom right of the screen, type in the amount of platinum that you want for the item based off the prices that you've seen on the screen before pressing the place order button, and then type in how many of said item that you've got. Then if it's a mod, you got to declare like what rank it is. It's best to sell mods at rank 0 and don't ever buy mods that are max rank because endo to upgrade your mods is pretty easy to come by later on. After that, head to the My Profile page and you're going to see all the items that you listed to sell. Once you've sold an item, you can press the sold button on this page and it's going to remove the listing for you. Make sure that you set your profile to online in-game by hovering over your account name at the top right of the screen, then pressing online in-game, otherwise your name isn't going to show up on the listings. If someone's interested in buying an item from you, you're going to receive a message from them in-game. Trades typically take place in your clan's dojo, so if someone messages you, go into your clan's dojo and then invite them. Once they've joined, head up to a trading post. They're going to look a little bit like this. Interact with it, and then invite the person that you invited to your dojo to a trade. You put your items in, they put their platinum in, you both accept the trade, and bam, you're done. You just made your first bit of platinum. Please keep in mind though that you can't trade with another player until you set up 2-factor authentication on your Warframe account. The game's going to tell you that before you do your first trade anyway, and it's going to link you to the page where you have to go to set it up, or you could just go to the Warframe website right now, go to account management and set it up that way. You're only able to do a certain amount of trades in a day. The amount of daily trades that you have is reflected by your mastery rank. So if you're mastery rank 1, you're only going to be able to trade once in a day. If you're mastery rank 2, twice, and so on. So it's very important that we're increasing our mastery rank as fast as possible so we have access to as many trades in a day as possible. And we're going to need platinum later on to claim all the warframes and weapons that we're going to be crafting. Also, if you're able to do the Master Rank 2 test, go ahead and do so. It is more or less the exact same as the Master Rank 1 test, except you can only use your secondary weapon. After you've done all of that, it's time for your homework before the next episode. This time around, I want you to farm up all of the corrupted mods that I've got listed on screen now, and then I want you guys to go to the arsenal or the market and purchase the following weapons: the Bratton, the MK1 Breton or MK1 Paris, depending on what you choose at the beginning of the game. The MK1 Strun, the Lado or MK1 Kunai, again, that depends on which you choose at the beginning of the game. The MK1 Bow and the MK1 Furax. All of the weapons that I just listed are available for credits and give you 3000 Master XP for ranking them from level 0 to level 30. Now, you might not be able to hold on to all of them at once. You might run out of weapon slots. You don't have to spend platinum on extra weapon slots just yet, as you can pause the game, go to equipment, then inventory, select the weapons tab, and you can sell any weapons that you don't like and that you've got to level 30. Under no circumstances should you ever sell a weapon if you haven't leveled it from level 0 to 30 at least once, because if you do, you're going to lose out on Master XP. What I recommend you guys do is continue on into Ceres, complete the mission Palace with the loadout that you've normally been using up to now, and then once you get to Bode, equip the weapons that you need to level. Bode is a spy mission, and Ceres is our first tier 2 planet, which means we have more mods and things to farm from the spy mission. So on screen now, you can see the tier 2 drop table for spy missions. You want to keep playing this spy mission until you've got the Ivara Chassis Blueprint, Rhyme Rounds, and Scattering Inferno. There are a bunch of pretty good mods in the B rotation for the spy drop table, but you'll get a lot of these mods just by playing for the star chart and doing these spy missions for the C rewards. So with all that being said, that is the end of the episode. I wouldn't progress too deep in the series without watching the next episode, as you're probably going to notice a slight difficulty bump. This is because the enemies on Ceres have a little bit more armor, and we need to do a better job at modding our weapons in frame, which we're going to cover in the next episode. But thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit like. If you disliked it, hit dislike. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.